Hello, friends of the Barça Hoy channel. Welcome to this new video where we are going to talk about the Barça elections. Yesterday, we made a video defending the culé, defending those of us culés who are from outside Catalonia. After some candidates made some proposals that we think are out of place, today it's time to talk about some results that have been released in the last few hours. Mundo Deportivo conducted a survey of 300 club members last Sunday before the match between Barça and Levante to see what feelings, opinions, and voting intentions these members might have. The survey was done randomly among a total of 300 members, and the following results have come out. Stay until the end of the video because we're going to analyze the results of this survey. And I think they're very important for what's coming in the next few weeks when the elections for the presidency of Football Club Barcelona will take place. Hit the like button, stay until the end of the video, and of course subscribe, activate the bell, and leave me a comment. What do you think about what we're going to talk about in this video that's starting now? 3, 2, 1, go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here are the results of that survey conducted by Mundo Deportivo with 300 Barcelona club members. These are the results. There we have it. 176 people have voted for Joan Laporta's candidacy. In total, 61 members have voted for Victor Font, 22 members for Marsiria, and only 4 for Xavi Villajuana. It's very clear the percentages speak for themselves. Laporta would get 58. With 66% of the votes, Victor Font, 20.33% of the votes, Marsiria, 7.3%. And Xavi Villajuana, he would only get 1.33% of the votes from this survey, which was conducted this past Sunday. We also have 12.33% out of a total of 37 members who voted. I don't know, no, or didn't answer. That is, they didn't want to take sides, and therefore, let's say the vote was blank. So here we have a bit of a summary of this first contact with this explosive survey that Mundo Deportivo has conducted, which I think clearly tells us what could happen when the time comes to cast the vote at the polls. And now I want to talk to you about a very important topic, which is that the dates are key for this electoral process. And as it says on the screen, until March 2nd, all the pre-candidates will have time to prepare and gather all the signatures, all those endorsements that will allow you to officially become a candidate for the presidency of Football Club Barcelona. That's what it says. The deadline to register the candidacy proposals ends this coming day 2 at 9 post-meridium. Along with each candidacy proposal, a minimum of 2,338 official ballots must be submitted. And each voter, that is each member, can only support one pre-candidacy. This is very important. In summary, Barça members who are eligible to vote have until this date to leave their signature, their endorsement for the candidate, or rather, the pre-candidate. Because until this is confirmed, they won't be official candidates, and only then will we know who will actually compete until the end. Afterwards, from March 3rd to 5th, the official candidacies will be announced. That's it. Between the 3rd and 5th, the Electoral Board will verify the requirements and endorsements and will proceed to announce the candidacies that will participate in the final vote. If only one candidacy remains valid, the process can be concluded with the proclamation of that candidate. But well, everything points to there being at least 3. At least 3 will surely enter the race. And finally, from the 6th to the 15th, watch out. On this date, the electoral campaign will begin in full. And that's when the candidates will have to bring out their arsenal to win the vote, to earn the trust of all the Barça members. An electoral campaign that will really last from the 6th at midnight, that is, from Friday, March 6th until 11:59, post-meridium on March 13th. Afterwards, we'll have the following. Look, there we have the 14th, which is Saturday. It will be the day of reflection, the day before the elections take place, which, by the way, will be on Sunday, March 15th, coinciding with the Barcelona-Sevilla match that will be played at the Spotify Camp Nou. There we have the 14th, the day before, when no official event can be held, and then on the 15th will be the voting, where all the members can vote from 9 in the morning until 9 at night with polling stations at the club's facilities, at Spotify itself, Camp Nou, and also in Girona, Lleida, Tarragona, and Andorra, locations that have not yet been officially confirmed by the club. After the closing, the official count will be carried out and the winning candidacy will be proclaimed by the board and the electoral committee. In these elections, we remind you that the club specifies there will be no voting by mail, a procedure that was exceptionally allowed in 2021. And here, a lot of people criticize the club. Why don't they allow people from outside to vote? Well, it's very clear. That's how it's stated in the bylaws. I hope that the next winner will solve this quickly so that in the next elections, members from outside Catalonia are allowed to vote so there can be greater participation. However, as of today, the bylaws require it to be done in person. So here I've given you the essential information that all Barça fans need to know so you don't miss anything about these very important elections for the presidency of Football Club Barcelona. Here we have Joan Laporta, Victor Font, Marsiria, and Xavi Villajuana. They are the four who are actively running to get those guarantees, those signatures that will allow them to become official candidates for the presidency of Football Club Barcelona. Obviously, Laporta, the big favorite, has something very important, I think, which is the trust of a large part of Barça fans around the world, and of course that of Hansi Flick, his coach, who was with him a few hours ago. At the presentation of that book that Joan Laporta presented a few hours ago, Victor Font continues to strongly criticize Laporta. Marsiria himself too, I think there are too many attacks and proposals with a tone that I don't particularly like. I do agree with some things because I think you have to keep up to date. I think there have to be very well prepared people at the club. But it's true that the tone, in my opinion, is not the most appropriate. And finally, Xavi Villajuana, who, well, does what he can. But it's the candidacy that I think will have the least pull. In fact, I don't even know if he'll get the number of signatures needed to be a candidate for the presidency. Xavi Villajuana, who, let's remember, was also part of Josep Maria Bartomeu's team back in the day. And therefore, I think a lot of people just can't stand him. So, we'll leave the video here. I hope you liked it. I've shared my opinion, and now I look forward to yours, which is very important. Smash, very important, this like button, hype up the video so it reaches the top, share it with your friends, with your family, and of course, with the people you know are Barça fans, so they can give their opinions in the comments. Of all we've discussed, which has been interesting, share the video, family. See you tomorrow with more and better Barça yesterday, today, and always.